This conference will now be recorded.
Hello everyone. Hi guys. Good morning and good evening. Yeah, I see still folks are joining in. Okay, no issues. So guys, before starting the session, I just wanted to confirm on my voice. Is my voice clear? Can someone please
Yes.
confirm?
Yeah.
Sajay.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Thank you. Yeah. So yeah, welcome to the first session of our course, like the Selenium with Java test automation. So part of today, I think most of you also joined the demo class, which was happened on last Saturday. Or if anyone joins today newly, it's okay, no problem. Some of the topics I'm just repeating. I mean, what I discussed in the, uh, in demo class. I might be repeating some of things quickly, and then we'll learn some new topics. Okay. Yeah. So as you know, right? This is our course I hope my screen is also visible. So this is the course content which we are going to follow for the this entire course. It is going to take almost like 32 or 35 to 40 days maximum. Okay, maximum 45 guys. I cannot go beyond that. In maximum 40 working days we will complete this. Okay, and I divided entire course into four parts. One is part one or phase one, where I'm going to more focus on introduction concepts of Selenium. Okay. Then second part would be like Java, which is required for our Selenium test automation. So I'm going to here more focus on uh, core Java concepts, which are basically required for our Selenium test automation. Okay. So then third part, which would be the main part, where we would be more focused on the actual Selenium WebDriver, where how to automate different controls and how to what are the different features Selenium has provided. All those things will be learning as part of phase 3. And in final phase, uh, part of this, the advanced concepts which are required for our end-to-end Selenium test automation, we will be more focused on. So here, this is basically beyond the Selenium, guys. So we are going to learn different test automation frameworks and different tool set also, like Maven, Git, Jenkins. All these tools also we are going to learn as part of this. Okay, yeah. So let's get started. So here I'm just going to start with this: what is automation testing, and why do we need, and how to learn any automation tool. This one is a new topic which I'm going to touch up today, because this I did not discuss in the demo class. And also this also new one, different types of automation approaches, this also we did not discuss in demo class. And Selenium and all we discussed. Okay, so let me quickly start with what is automation testing. Okay, so you know, right, before automation testing, let me just set some background about software testing and the two ways, like manual testing versus automation testing, how we perform these things and all we'll quickly discuss, and then I will go to the I mean this one, like what is automation testing and all. Okay, so guys, when it comes to software testing industry or software testing side, so testing is basically all about we are going to validate something. Okay, validate, majorly our entire testing will be focusing on validating and verifying our application. Okay, so in testing what we do generally, we will get an application to test it. Okay, either it can be a web application or windows based application, anything. Okay, so we will ask to uh, test it, test or validate it. So part of that what we do, so before validating we will be having some expected results, something like suppose I have an application, as soon as I launch my application, home page has to be displayed. Okay, that home page has to be displayed is an expected result, or else login page has to be displayed, that is an expected result. Okay, or else if you click on login button, login screen has to be displayed. After providing your username and password and clicking on sign in, you have to redirect to the home page. So these are all the expected results. Okay, these expected results are set, and we will be having it. So while performing our validation check, while performing our testing, so we will compare these expected results against the actual results. Okay, actual results are nothing but while performing some actions, whatever we see on the screen. Okay, so those are the actual results, those we will compare with the expected results which we already set. Okay, so that is nothing but testing, guys. Okay, so testing is all about validating and verifying, and our end goal is to compare the expected results against the actual results, and we will make sure the quality of the application is up to the mark. Like, so quality is nothing but whether all the functionalities or features which are there for our application are working as expected or not. That is our end goal. Okay, that is our goal, to make sure our application is working fine, and that too in different scenarios and different test cases. So that's where the test cases will come. Test cases are all about, so we are going to think about the possible scenarios, how the end user is expected to do it. Okay, that is nothing but, so the end users will be a different persons, guys. Okay, different persons, so their their perspective will be different. Okay, suppose when I launch application, I do something. Okay, some other person launch application and he is performing some actions, he will do something. Okay, so our testing is also going to aim, like, so how the end user behaves. Okay, how the end user behaves in different scenarios or different possible scenarios, then based on that we will design our test cases. Okay, here test cases are nothing but simply possible scenarios, like possible different actions, how the real user is going to perform. That is nothing but one user one, he launches application, instead of clicking on login button he is doing some other actions. So in that case, how our application is going to respond. And there is another user 2, he logs into the application with different email id and password which is not there in our system. Then how our application is going to respond. So that's where, so we need to make sure in any cases, like how the real user is going to behave, how the different real users are going to, in all the cases our application should respond properly. So that is our testers or the software testing people's main goal. Okay, we need to make sure our application should work in any cases, and it should properly respond. Okay, so we, to make that, the software testing people will take care of validating the application with different possible scenarios and make sure the quality of the application is good. Okay, so that is all about background, like that is all about I just wanted to set the context before we directly jump onto test automation, how the testing will be done manually, and what are the end goals we generally get it. Okay, so when it comes to automation testing, right, so generally what we are doing as part of manual testing, same thing we are going to perform, or same thing we are going to achieve by using a particular automation tool. That's it, guys, nothing more than that. Okay, so automation testing is nothing but how the manual user perform or executing the test cases and validating and verifying the results, same thing we are going to do by using any particular automation tool available in the market. That's it. Okay, so that is what automation testing, that's what I mentioned here also. Let me quickly show yeah, this one. Okay, so automation testing. So why do we need, so this is nothing but test automation, or automation testing is nothing but where we are going to use one automation tool, and using that we are going to automate the test cases. Here the test cases are nothing but possible scenarios. Okay, so we will simply automate those test cases, we will run or execute them, and our final goal is to verify. Okay, our final goal is to verify or validate the actual results against the expected results. Okay, the actual results here are the results which we see while our test cases are getting executed. Okay, and expected results are the results which we already set, like this has to be happen, this message has to be displayed, or this page has to be navigated. Okay, this order number should get displayed, like that. Expected results will always be there. We will compare expected results with actual results. So that is what we do under test automation as well. So here in test automation, two things. One is like you already have that manual test cases which are ready. You will take those manual test cases and automate it. Okay, that is one case, or one uh, kind of scenario where you will fall into. Okay, and other one is like there are no manual test cases available. Okay, so then you are the responsible to write the manual test cases in the sense like the normal test cases, and we are the responsible to automate them. Okay, so that is two cases where we mostly fall into. Okay, so then even we have manual testing is in place, and we are able to make sure our quality of the application is good, everything is going in smooth. Why do I need to go for automation testing still, right? So because manual testing is already there, and people are working on it, and people are making sure that application is working fine, still why do I need to go for automation testing, right? Yeah, so there are some factors which made automation testing more popular, guys. So let me put together quickly. So one is like it saves time and cost. That is nothing but if you have a dedicated automation in your project or product, it saves a lot of time, because while executing your automation scripts, generally automation scripts execution is faster than the manual testing. So in case of manual testing, you have to sit in front of the machine, and you need to launch the browser, and click on button and go to navigation and all these things. So you need to do step by step. But in case of automation testing, once you run your automation scripts, those scripts will get executed in some server missions or remote missions. And even in our automation testing, we have something called parallel execution. Okay, at a time 5 test cases can be executed. That means 5 browsers will open, and in each browser one test case will get executed. Like that, it speeds up our test cases execution. So that's where automation testing is always faster than the manual testing, and it saves cost. Why? Because so after you have a dedicated automation framework, you don't need You don't need a team with more members. That is nothing but suppose you have a team of 5 members for manual testing for that particular application. Okay, so in case of manual testing, those 5 members always have to perform the testing whenever it required. Okay, but if you have a dedicated automation, you already automated most of the test cases which are there for application, then you don't need 5 members in your team. You need just 2 members or 1 member. Okay, so that's how the resources cost can be reduced, so that the cost finally ultimately the cost will be reduced, right? That's why it saves lot of time and cost. And next thing is, as I mentioned, it is obviously faster than the manual testing, as because automation testings will run execute fastly in different server missions, and also we have a parallel execution in place. And next thing is, the results which we get after the automation execution is done will be more reliable, guys. That is nothing but the suppose I have executed some 200 test cases. Out of 200, some 40 test cases have failed. So I can quickly check what the fail. I mean, what are the test cases failed? How those test cases failed? In test automation, we have an option even uh, this one, guys. Like, we can even capture the screenshot during the automation execution. We can even have a option to take a screenshot, so that whenever a test case failed, I can check the screenshot and get to know what is the issue. Okay, that's how the results which we get from the automation will be more reliable. And human intervention not at all required during the execution, guys. Suppose I started my test automation execution, so while execution is going, I don't need to sit in front of the machine and watch that. Okay, I can just leave my mission. Generally, the test cases will get executed in some remote missions. Then I can leave that mission and then I can work on some other thing. Okay, and if effectively you can test your all application features, and that scripts which we write will be more reusable, guys. Okay, so you can reuse the test scripts where and when required. That is nothing but, suppose I have written a script called login to application. Okay, and I have 200 test cases, and in all 200 test cases, the first step would be login to application. Okay, so then I don't need to rewrite this login script for 200 times or 200 test cases. I can simply write once and use multiple times. That is nothing but, I will write this login script once, and the same script I will be called and used in all 200 test cases. That is one of the benefits which we get if you have a dedicated automation framework. And more cycles are something like, you can execute your automation scripts whenever you require. I mean nothing but, in a day, if you want to execute your automation scripts, you can execute any number of times. Okay, and ultimately, the if you have a dedicated automation framework, guys, your applications can be validated quickly, and you can release your application to the market early. So, as part of today's trending technologies like DevOps and Agile methodologies, so everyone, I mean, most of the stakeholders are the business persons. They want to release their application to the market quickly. So, for that, our automation will really help to make sure that quality of the application is good, and also it makes sure that you can release your applications to the market early. Got it? So these are the different factors which made automation testing more popular in our entire software testing industry, guys. Okay, that's where automation testing has gained more traction. Okay, yeah. So now quickly let's go to the next thing which we wanted to discuss is how what are the different test automation approaches generally we see. Okay, so part of this. So let's see, or else let me quickly show you how to learn any automation tool, guys, quickly. I just defined 7 basic steps to follow, or uh, to learn any automation tool, not only Selenium with Java. If you consider, or if you pick any automation tool, how to learn any automation tool in 7 basic steps. Okay, so generally the step one, whenever you are going to start learning automation tool, in step one what we do, right? we will first find out what is the programming language required for that particular automation tool. Suppose Selenium supports multiple programming languages. Any of them you can take, like either Java or PHP or Python or .NET or anything. Okay, like other automation tools. Suppose you are going to learn HPUFT, then you have to learn VB script. Okay, if you are learning Tosca something, so then there should be some programming language like that. So first we need to identify the programming language, and we need to learn the basic concepts of programming language, guys, like how to write a program, how to create a class, how to create method, and how to create a object and call those uh, methods, and how to execute those programs, and all basic things we need to learn as part of first step. Second step, once you are okay with programming language, basic programming language concepts, then next shift to learning the tool. Okay, automation tool, which you suppose Selenium. Okay, then learn some basic automation concepts of that particular tool. That is nothing but how to automate, or how to launch a browser, how to launch application, how to click on a button. Okay, how to fill up any simple form using this automation. Okay, those basic features we need to learn. Second step. Then in the second step itself, after learning basic features, you generally we will try to automate one basic simple scenario. Okay, so then 99% of the times the first scenario or first test case which you have automated will fail, guys. Okay, then please don't stop there. Okay, whenever your automation script fails, don't stop there, and try to get the issue why that particular automation test case failed, and what could be the reasons, and try to fix it as much as possible. Though you don't get how to fix it, okay, then try for the help, get the help from the kind of Google, or try to reach out to your friends or the folks who knows that particular tool, and make sure that particular test case works fine. Okay, so then whenever you make, or whenever you made the first test case you have automated pass, right, then you will gain some confidence, guys. Okay, that's what we need to follow. So generally what they do, right, general people, what they will, right, they start learning the automation, and they will learn the basic concepts and all. They will try to automate one scenario. Okay, obviously it will fail. Then they'll stop there itself. Okay, so that's where, don't stop. Whenever your first script fails, go and get the help, and then make sure that application, that particular test case is getting passed. Okay, then in the fifth step, then once you are uh, made the test case pass, then go and explore the tool. That is nothing but, so in the second step you just learn the basic concepts of automation tool, right? In the fifth step you will learn the entire tool, right? And sixth step is basically we need a more practice, guys. Okay, just learning the concept won't help. You need to take different applications and different test cases, and try to validate, like try to automate them and run them, and see whether those are working fine or not. Like that, more practice will always help you to learn the things in a better way. So that's how you need to do. In the final step, while practicing, right, generally we need to improve our work. Improve is nothing but, in the first script which you have written, maybe you have written in a very basic manner, but at the end of the learning, you write the test cases, or you automate the test case in a effective manner, or in a professional manner. Okay, so that's how we need to follow, or we need to learn any automation tool, guys. If you follow these seven basic steps, we can learn any automation tool available in the market. Okay, yeah. So next thing, I'm going to show you how to, what are the different automation approaches, or what are different types of automation tools available in the market. Quickly we'll discuss that, like different types of automation approaches. So generally we can broadly divide this entire automation approaches into two types, guys. One is object based automation approach, second one is image based automation approach. Okay, let's try to understand what is object based automation approach. So as part of this object based automation, we will be performing the actions based on the object properties. Here object is nothing but the button or something. Suppose if let me take a simple uh, Amazon site or something, or else some LinkedIn thing. Okay, suppose this is one simple application where I have different controls here. Suppose if you see this is a logo and some buttons are there here. Articles, people's learning, jobs, join now is a button, sign in button, and text boxes, hyperlinks, and some images, all are there, right? So as part of object based automation approach, I am going to identify these elements, this text boxes button by using this object property. That is nothing but suppose if I right click this particular text box or something, inspect. When I inspect this, generally I will see the HTML code of this particular page. Okay, so we also simply call it as DOM structure. That is nothing but document object model. So what this is going to give us is like it will give the entire HTML structure of this page. Then when I particularly inspect this element, that particular element will be highlighted. Suppose this is a input tag the developers given for this particular text box, and it has different properties. Like properties are, we simply call it as attributes, like class, autocomplete, id, name, required type, something are there. Okay, by using these properties or attributes, I am going to locate this particular element as part of my test automation, and I will perform some actions on it. Okay, so that's what as part of automation approaches, I mean object based automation approach, I'm going to identify the elements by using it object properties or attributes. Okay. Okay, so there are n number of tools available in the market which follows this object based automation approaches. See, our Selenium also follows same object based automation approach. That means whenever you are going to automate using Selenium also, we are going to locate these elements by using the object attributes or the properties simply. Okay, and there are other tools like HPUFT, IBM RFT, or Cypress, even Tosca. All these are also object based automation tools only, guys. Okay, but by using all these tools also, we are going to identify the elements by using its attributes or the properties. Okay, got it. Then next type of automation approach we have in the market is like image based automation approach, guys. So as part of this automation approach, we are going to identify the elements by using images. Okay, so here what we do, identify identify the objects or identify the elements. Okay, by using images. Basically, how the images are taken, right? Suppose same example, if I am going to automate uh, using something like any image based automation tool. Suppose I want to enter some email id here. Okay, then what I do, I will capture this screenshot or this image like this. Okay, and I use as part of automation this particular thing, and I will uh, what I do, so this is my image, right? So I use this image to enter some text into text box or clicking on button, whatever element it is, right? So that's how as part of image based automation tool, my elements identification will be based on the images. Okay, so that is what we do under image test automation. There are n number of tools available on the market, not n number, there are limited tools available for this image based tools, like eggplant, which is coming from test plant company, and apply tools, sickly script. All these are image based automation tools, guys. Okay, so the major difference between this and this is, here it can target only one kind of applications, like some certain applications. But when it comes to image based automation tool, you can automate any application, guys. Using image based automation, you can automate any application, whether it is a Windows based application or web based application, or it is a console or mainframe application. Anything you can automate, because it is mainly driven by images. Okay, but when it comes to object based automation tool, like you can automate certain applications like web or Windows based applications like that. Okay, wherever you can capture the elements by using objects, those you can automate. Okay, and the object based automation approach is most popular approach, because you can automate web applications easily using this object based automation approach, guys. Because web applications you can simply launch in a browser, and you can locate those elements by using those objects attributes, and you can proceed and automate it. And one disadvantage we have for image based automation approach is like, in case of image based automation approach, whenever you are running your test cases, your application should always be active. Okay, so then only it can identify the images and then go and perform the actions. But if you take the object based automation approach, so your application no need to be active even if it is minimized. Okay, suppose the browser, even if the browser, like this, suppose I am running my test case, even it is minimized, your script will work, guys. But when it comes to image based automation approach, your application should always be active like this in your screen. Okay, so that's where, and there are some other disadvantages also there for image based automation approach. Image based automation approach we cannot use very regressively, I mean, for huge automation things we cannot use. If at all you want to do some small automation, then we can go for image based automation approach. Okay, yep. So this is all about different types of automation approach. Anyway, our Selenium is going to focus on object based automation approach. So we are going to locate our elements by using object property as part of Selenium test automation. Okay, I will show you going forward. I mean, locating the web elements, performing the actions, and all we will learn step by step, day by day. Okay, yeah. So this is all about different types of automation approaches we have. Now, quickly, this introduction to Selenium and why Selenium and all, quickly we'll see, guys, in 5 minutes, and then I will give some details about w- the brief history about Selenium. That is nothing but when it came, who developed, and what all different versions of Selenium has been released to the market. All those will quickly see for today. Okay, for today we'll see till here, and let me first this introduction to Selenium and all. Anyway, this I have discussed as part of demo session, guys. The people who already joined demo session, it will be repetitive. Don't get bored. Okay, let me show you what is Selenium. That is nothing but uh, sorry, just a moment. Yeah, so let's quickly discuss what is Selenium. Okay, in simple words, it's a automation tool. That's it. It is one of the automation tools available in the market. Okay, and what does Selenium do basically? Okay, what is its main features we have? So Selenium, basically, first, Selenium is not a single tool, guys. Okay, it's a combination of four different components. Okay, it's nothing but it's a suite of softwares. Okay, the mainly Selenium is designed to automate the web application interactions, guys. So here I just uh, insisting more here is like, it automates web application interactions. Why only web application interaction is nothing but Selenium can only talk to the web applications. What are web applications basically? Web applications are the applications which are opened through browser using internet. Okay, those kind of applications called web applications. Suppose if at all I want to use LinkedIn or Facebook or any Twitter or X, whatever, right? So generally I don't need to install them into my machine, right? Suppose if at all I want to access LinkedIn, I don't need to install LinkedIn in my machine. I can open a browser and I can access LinkedIn directly. So these kind of applications we call it as web applications. Okay, there are some other type of applications as Windows based applications, where if at all you want to access that, you need to install that. Suppose Microsoft Office, MS Office, where you will have Outlook, MS Word, or MS PowerPoint, MS Excel, all these applications will be there. If at all you want to access these applications, you need to install them into your machine. Suppose I want to open Excel sheet, I cannot open through browser. I generally have to install that into my machine and open it. Okay, so these kind of applications called Windows based applications. So like Selenium can only talk to web applications. That means it can target only web applications. So applications which are opened through browser only it can automate. Okay, it is one of the limitations, but it's not a hard limitation, guys, because nowadays if you see whatever applications we have, most of the applications are like web applications. Okay, that's where it's not a hard limitation. Now, what does Selenium script will do? Selenium script can perform the interactions how the real user performs, guys. Suppose how the real user clicking on a button, how the real user entering some text into text box, or how the real user filling up a form. In the same manner, Selenium also can do. That is nothing but suppose I am clicking on a button. So using Selenium script also I can write a script to click on a button. Same way how the real user clicks, Selenium will also click. Okay, so that is what Selenium do, guys. And as I mentioned, it is basically to mimic the behavior of the real user. That is nothing but how the real user performing the actions, in the same way Selenium also can perform. And next thing is, as it is not a single tool, there are total four different components in Selenium, guys. Selenium RC, Selenium IDE, Selenium WebDriver, and Selenium Grid. Okay, so anyway, out of four, in our real time automation, we will be using only two. That is nothing but Selenium WebDriver and Selenium Grid. Selenium RC, the first component, is very basic version of Selenium, which is not at all there now. That nothing but that has been decommissioned or deprecated. We cannot use Selenium RC. Selenium RC features were merged into Selenium WebDriver later. Okay, and Selenium IDE is another tool which is basically for learning purpose. Like it will have an option to record your screen actions and you can play them back. That's it. It is not going to be used in real time test automation. Okay, so only Selenium WebDriver and Selenium Grid we are going to use as part of our real time test automation. Okay, so though it has four different components, our main more focus would be on Selenium WebDriver and Selenium Grid. Okay, yeah. So this is all about Selenium, guys. Let's try to understand why do we need to go for Selenium. Okay, though there are a number of tools available in the market, what are all the factors made Selenium more popular or powerful, guys? One thing is Selenium is a open source tool. That is nothing but the source code of Selenium is open to all. Okay, anyone can go and download Selenium library and use it as part of their automation. That means you don't need to purchase any license or any cost you don't need to put while using this Selenium tool, guys. Okay, and even you don't need to log into that application, that log into that Selenium, or you don't need to create an account also to download that particular library. You straight away go to Selenium official site. That is nothing but this is our Selenium official site, guys. Selenium.dev. Okay, so selenium.dev is the official site of Selenium, where you will find, see, Selenium automate browsers. That's it. Okay, it automate the browsers, and what you do with that power is entirely up to you. Okay, that is nothing but whatever we want to do, it is up to us. Okay, but the main primary goal of Selenium is to automate the browsers. A simple definition, right? And if you see, if at all you want to download, you can go to downloads, and suppose I am going to use Selenium with Java, then I will just download this. Okay, this is the latest version, just yesterday only it released, September 25th 2023. Okay, 4.13.0. Okay, so like that you can simply click on it, it will get downloaded as a jar file. That's it. It won't ask you to create an account or something else. That is how Selenium is a open source tool, and it uh, you can easily download. And second thing is, it supports multiple browsers available in the market. That means you can automate Selenium. You can run your automation scripts in Chrome or Firefox or Edge or Opera or Safari, any browser you can automate, guys. And it supports multiple programming language implementers. That is nothing but it is not limited to only one programming language like Selenium with Java. If you are good at Python or C Sharp or Ruby or JS script, or JavaScript or anything, you can go and automate your applications. It is not like you should always know only Java. It is not like that. It supports multiple programming languages, and it supports multiple operating systems as well. That means you have automated your automation scripts using Windows based operating system. Same scripts can be executed in Linux or Unix or even in Apple iOS machines, guys. Okay, that's how it supports different platforms. That is nothing but operating systems, and it supports multiple frameworks. You can use Selenium with JUnit or TestNG. These are TestNG, JUnit, NUnit, XUnit. All are unit testing frameworks, or data-driven framework, or hybrid framework, or Cucumber BDD framework. Anything can be integrated to Selenium easily, and you can get benefits out of it. Okay, and then though it is a open source tool, it has larger user base and helping communities out there, guys. You can get help from them. And finally, it is very simple to learn, and you can easily adopt this tool, guys. Okay, because sorry, just a moment, guys. Yeah, sorry, I'm just back. Yeah, so it is easy to learn, guys, because Selenium has some predefined classes and the methods. It's hardly like some 40 to 50 classes or methods will be there. Once you learn those things, then you are good to start your automation. But only thing is, it needs one programming language knowledge also. That means you need to learn either Java or C Sharp or PHP or Python, whatever, right? So that is where it is going to take little time. Otherwise, Selenium is easy to learn and easy to adopt also. Okay, so now let's go and discuss when it came, who developed it, what are all different years involved in this entire Selenium history. Okay, let me quickly show that so that you guys can understand that. Let me open another slide. Okay, yeah. So this one, if you see, Selenium has evolved year by year, guys. As a tool, it has been evolving year by year. If even if you see, just yesterday there was one release, one stable release, right? So though it is a open source tool, there is some community. Okay, there is some community, they are working on Selenium every time. Always. Like, though those are not dedicated Selenium tool uh, developers or something, though they keep on work on it, and they are releasing some stable versions to the market. Okay, so now let's see. The first year where the Selenium came into the market was like 2004, guys. In 2004, we had a initial version of Selenium into the market, and it was released by the person called, or it was developed by a person called Jason Huggins. Okay, he was the person. He was working for a company called ThoughtWorks. Okay, so part of that company, they released this Selenium as a open source tool, as part of this thing, guys. Okay, then that they named it as Selenium 1.0, or simply Selenium RC. Okay, the initial version in 2004 which we had is like Selenium RC or Selenium 1.0. Okay, 1.0 or 1.0 simply. Then next, after 2 years, there is a person called Simon Stewart. Okay, he was the main person, guys. Okay, Simon Stewart, who started working on a project called WebDriver. Okay, in the year of 2006, he is from Google Inc. Google company, where he started working on a project called WebDriver. He did not release anything in the year of 2006, but the year 2006 involved where the actual Selenium WebDriver work has been started. Okay, then in the same year 2006, there is another person called Shinya Kastani who developed a plugin or add-on called Selenium IDE, and he donated that to the Selenium open source project. That is similar to the Jason Huggins project. He donated that plugin. So initially it was a plugin to Firefox. Then later they developed for the other browsers also. Now Selenium IDE is available in Chrome, Firefox, and Edge also. Initially, it was aimed to only Firefox browser. Okay, so that's how, guys, Selenium IDE was released into the market as a plugin to the browser in the year of 2006. Then the main year here, 2009, guys. 2009 is the year where the next version of Selenium, that is nothing but Selenium 2.0 or Selenium WebDriver, was released into the market in the year of 2009. So while releasing this 2000, Selenium WebDriver to the market, these two persons, Jason Huggins and Simon Stewart. These both discussed and they merged some of the features of Selenium RC. Okay, that is nothing but Selenium 1.0 into Selenium WebDriver, and they combinedly release one version called Selenium 2.0 to the market. Okay, that is called Selenium WebDriver simply. After 1 or 2 years, they deprecated that Selenium 1.0 or Selenium RC completely. Okay, in the year of 2010 or 11, they deprecated completely. So from 2010 onwards, we did not have Selenium RC. We had only Selenium WebDriver, that is nothing but Selenium 2.0. Okay, then after the 2010, 2011, 12, 13, 14, 15, during these years they were fixing some issues and they were making that Selenium 2.0 more stable. That means they released some internal versions like 2.1, 2.2, 2.5, 7, 8, 9, like that. And 2016 was the year where they released a one more stable and major version into the market, that is Selenium 3.0. Okay, they have introduced a lot of other features and also they made that more stable. Then after 5 years, like 2021, they released another major version called 4.0. Okay, so this was another major version they have introduced with a lot of bug fixes, the lot of stability they have added. So now currently in our market we have Selenium fourth series is going on. That is nothing but fourth generation of Selenium is going on, and now the current latest version is 4.13.0. If you go to the Selenium DEV, selenium.dev official site and go to downloads, here where you will find the latest version with Java. It is the latest version. If you see 4.13.0, which was released just yesterday. Even for Ruby 4.13, even for .NET 4.13, Python also for all these they have released a stable version yesterday only. Okay, and Selenium Grid is nothing but Selenium server. It is also of same version 4.13.0. Okay, so now the current latest version of Selenium which can be used is this 4.13.0. If at all you want to use some older versions, you can go and use it, guys. I mean, there is some site where you can find older versions of it. Suppose I want to use 4.10.0 or I want to use 4.9.0, then there will be somewhere here you can find other languages exist. Somewhere there will be a link, guys, where also you can go and get the older versions of Selenium. Okay, yeah. So this is all about Selenium history, guys, when it came, who developed it. Okay, the major two persons are Jason Huggins and Simon Stewart. Okay, yeah. Now, I think we are almost done, guys, for today. Just a moment. I will tell you one thing is about uh, how the Selenium name came. Okay, so generally that quickly discuss that, and then we'll close it for today. So how did this name came? Selenium. Okay, if you see, selenium is a chemical compound, guys. Okay, it's a chemical name, right? It's a chemical substance actually. Selenium, and there are like we have all these things, right? This is one of the selenium, sorry, one of the chemical elements. Okay, and it has some atomic number also like 34 or something in our atomic table, something in chemistry generally we will have this. But why did they give that name to this selenium, this particular tool, right? There was a small story behind this. Let me quickly just mention here. That is generally when the initial days of selenium, like before they release into the market, right? uh, while developing in the 2004 or 2003, these guys Jason Huggins and their team, they were started developing this tool, and initially they were giving this name like JavaScript engine. Okay, so they mentioned the name was JavaScript engine, and they started developing this thing. They one day they wanted to release this to the market. Okay, then they wanted to give a name to this particular proper name to this tool. They were discussing, they were having some coffee somewhere in a cafe, and they were discussing what name could be given, right? So during that time, this guy Jason Haggis, he just played a kind of a joke or something, saying that let's give Selenium as a name. Then he justified that name, saying that during that time there was one tool in the market for automation that is called QTP. Okay, during that time there was only one automation tool which was leading the automation world, was like this one QTP, quick test professional. Now it is UFT. Before it was QTP, and that QTP was developed by a company called Mercury, guys. Okay, so there was a company called Mercury. Later that Mercury company was took over by other company called HP. But before that there was a company called Mercury which was developed a tool called QTP. Okay, so mercury is also a chemical substance. Okay, so generally selenium cures mercury in the body. Whenever you have some mercury in the body or something, that selenium supplements if you take, it will cure the mercury in the body. Okay, so that way this Jason Aggis, they simply played a joke like, as selenium cures mercury, let's give selenium to the name. And just to just to give a counterpart to the existing tool, that is like mercury QTP. So that's where the name came up. That's where they gave a selenium, and entire team agreed, and they confirmed that name like selenium. That's where the selenium name came, guys. Simply to give a counterpart to the mercury company which was there that time. The mercury was also a chemical substance. So generally selenium cures the mercury in the body. That's where they gave this selenium name. A simple story, just to learn, guys, just to understand why this name came. Okay, there is no other use of it. That's it. Okay, yeah. So we are on top of the hour for today. I think let me stop it here for today. So in tomorrow's class, we are going to learn the next set of concepts which we have in our thing, like features and advantages and limitations. I'm going to more focus on limitations tomorrow. What all different limitations selenium has, and I will also start with the different architectures of Selenium, like what is RC architecture, what is WebDriver architecture, the differences between these two architectures, and also I will start, if time permits, Selenium IDE also. How Selenium IDE works, how to install Selenium IDE plugin to your browser, how to record any basic scenario. All those we'll discuss in tomorrow's class, guys. Just a moment. Yeah. So let's stop it here for today then. Yeah. That's it from my side, guys. I'm just leaving to you guys. If you have any questions or concerns, we can discuss now. And also, every day class will be at 7 a.m. IST, and every day it will be 1 hour session, and there will be classes till Saturday. There will be off on Sunday. That is nothing but we will have 6 days a week class, guys. Every day 6 days, every week 6 days a class will be there, and Sunday I will be leaving for off. Okay. Yeah. So any questions, guys, as part of today's session, or any common questions, any common concerns we can discuss now. It is not like what our topics I discussed today, guys. You have any questions outside of the today's topics or outside of our tool also, we can you can put together. No issues. Any questions? No? Okay. Okay, no problem. I think if you don't have questions for today, it's fine. I think it's good to close. Yeah. Thanks, guys. Thanks for your time. Catch up tomorrow at the same time, 7 a.m. IST. Okay, we'll be continuing other new topics. Yeah. Thank you all. See you tomorrow, guys.